Hello, my name is Michael Bruce. I'm a captain with the Raleigh Police Department. As our chief and other RPD representatives attend community meetings, they are asked many questions about how the department goes about policing. But no other topic comes up more often than traffic stops. People want to know what they should do, what the officer should do, what they can expect, and what they can do if they have questions about the stop. This video will provide some answers to those questions. A police officer must have a reason to make a traffic stop, and that reason must meet a legal standard known as reasonable suspicion. A traffic stop cannot be a random action. It must be based upon facts an officer can articulate. The reason for traffic stops involves such things as speeding violations, issues with a vehicle's registration, and other less common factors. Whatever the reason, we understand that being stopped by a police officer can be stressful for anyone. But by following a few basic steps during a traffic stop, the experience can progress without misunderstanding or conflict. First, remain calm. Find a safe place to stop. Pull your vehicle into a nearby parking lot or to the right side of the roadway. Try to stop as far away from traffic as you safely can. Put your car in park. Turn off anything that might make it hard for you and the officer to communicate. Things like radios or other devices playing through your car's speakers. After that, put your hands on the steering wheel and ask your passengers to keep their hands visible. Officers approach traffic stops with caution. Remember, in the beginning, they don't know who's in a stopped vehicle or what their intentions may be. Officers are trained to protect everyone's safety during a traffic stop. Your safety and the officer's safety are paramount. While most stops conclude without incident, officers must remain cautious. Stay in your vehicle and tell your passengers to stay inside as well. The officer will approach you and may remind you to keep your hands on the steering wheel. Lower your window so you can communicate clearly with the officer. Both you and the officer should treat one another with mutual respect.
Morning, sir. I'm Officer Yardley with the Raleigh Police Department. The reason why I pulled you over this morning is that you failed to come to a complete stop for the stop sign back there.
I slowed down.
Okay. Well, sir, I was driving down the same road and I didn't see you come to a complete stop. So is there any justifiable reason why you didn't come to a complete stop?
I thought I slowed down enough.
If you have any weapons in the passenger compartment of your vehicle, you should immediately tell the officer about them and where they are located.
All right, and before I start reaching for stuff, I want you to know I got a concealed weapons permit.
Okay.
And I'm carrying a concealed weapon.
Okay. Where is that weapon located at?
On my hip.
On your right hip?
Yes, sir.
To avoid any misunderstanding, wait until the officer asks you for your registration and license before reaching for them. Follow the officer's directions about how to retrieve your documents.
Okay. And you have your license with you this morning?
I do.
Okay. Again, just with your right arm, go ahead and reach for your license and go ahead and hand that to me.
Answer any question the officer may have fully and clearly. Comply with all directions you are given. Later, we'll talk about what you could do if you have a complaint about the stop. The officer will take your license and registration to the police vehicle to compare it with official records. It's possible that another police unit will arrive at the traffic stop. That's just another step officers take to help ensure everyone's safety. In many instances, drivers and passengers are told to remain inside the vehicle throughout a traffic stop. When the officer returns to your vehicle, he or she will inform you of any enforcement actions being taken and take steps to begin to conclude the traffic stop. Possible enforcement actions include a verbal or written warning or a citation for the traffic violation. When the officer returns all of your documents and states you are free to leave, the traffic stop is concluded. If you receive a citation, it's unlikely you'll change anything by raising objections at that point. However, if the reasons for the citation aren't clear to you, you may certainly ask the officer to explain them. Remember, you will receive a court date and will be able to share your perspective in front of a judge who is sworn to be impartial. But under some circumstances, the officer may ask you and perhaps your passengers to step out of your vehicle. If that's the case, follow the officer's instructions about getting out and what to do once you are out.
Sir, at this point, you're free to leave, but what I'd like to do with your permission is just have you step to the rear of your car and just talk with you a few more minutes.
Okay, sure, that's no problem.
Okay.
The officer may ask you for permission to lightly pat the outer layer of your clothing. This is another step taken to ensure everyone's safety. The officer may also ask for permission to search the vehicle. As the search is conducted, the officer will ask you to either stand or sit outside. You have the right to permit or refuse such a search, and if you grant approval, you may rescind it at any point.
While I perform the search, I just have you go ahead and take a seat down here on the curb. Is that okay?
Fine.
Okay, just go ahead and take a seat here with this officer. And if you don't mind, while you're sitting there, just go ahead and extend your legs straight out, cross your ankles, and just keep your hands on your knees for me. Is that okay?
Like this?
Yes, sir.
In a small percentage of cases, an arrest is made following a traffic stop or at the conclusion of a consent search.
All right, sir, if you'd like to, just go ahead and stand up. All right, sir, I do appreciate your cooperation today, okay? Go ahead, drive safe.
Thank you.
Now, if you don't believe you were treated fairly during the stop, I guess you could say that's where I come in. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a captain with the Raleigh Police Department. What I didn't say is that I lead the department's internal affairs unit. RPD officers have a good record when it comes to their interactions with the public. But we are all human, and that makes us less than perfect. The Internal Affairs Unit investigates complaints when someone believes an officer has been discourteous or acted inappropriately. Officers can be disciplined for not following our policies or not conducting themselves in an appropriate manner. We take the Raleigh Police Department's integrity and our role in helping preserve it very seriously, and all internal affairs complaints are investigated thoroughly. But remember, we cannot investigate issues we don't know about. So we sincerely encourage you to contact the Internal Affairs Unit if you have a complaint or concern. You can reach RPD Internal Affairs by telephone at 919-996-3155 or by email at internal.affairs@raleighNC.gov. Do not hesitate to contact us. The Internal Affairs Unit is a vitally important part of the relationship between the community and the Raleigh Police, and we stand ready to listen to you. Thank you for your time and attention.